here is my Moss presentation by Andrew Higgin. So, main themes. There could be many main themes in the novel Moss, considering the fact that it is about the Holocaust. That being said, the themes I decided to choose were ostracization, family, cat versus mouse, and forced labor. These four themes seem the most relevant in the book in my eyes, so that's why I settled on them. They made the most sense to me, so it made the most sense to choose these themes. Firstly, ostracization. So right here, this image on the left is from Moss, Book 1, page 65. This image from Moss shows a lot about the German soldiers. In this picture, the German soldiers are purposely humiliating the Polish Jews by cutting off their beards. Vladik's father explains how before they were let go and they were publicly shamed and beaten by the soldiers, as well as forced to cut off their beards. And this picture here on the right shows a German soldier cutting off a Polish Jew's beard to make him feel humiliation. My next main theme is family. Book 1, this image on the left is from Book 1, page 58 of Moss. This image illustrates the hardship the Jews had to go through while being separated from their families. It also shows the joy that fills their hearts when they get to see their family again. This image here on the right, these are members of the Herman and Meyer families. The only survivors of the two families were Henrietta and Sol Meyer, who immigrated to the U.S. in 1939 and settled in Rutland, Vermont. So, these images are both connecting the idea in Moss that family was everything. During the German occupation, the only things these Jews were worried about were protecting their families, because all they had left from the Holocaust was their families. The Holocaust took everything from these Jews. My next main theme is cat versus mouse. This image here on the left is from Book 1, page 54 of Moss. This image shows Nazis being portrayed as cats and Jews being portrayed as mice, describes the kind of relationship the Nazis and the Jews had, and the fact that the Nazi government wanted all Jews exterminated, just like how cats want to eat all mice. The author basically says that against the Nazis, the Jews have no protection for themselves other than trying to hide from them when they're trying to come kill them or either take them to a concentration camp. There are plenty of points within the novel where the Spiegelmans are constantly hiding from the Nazis, and then they do eventually get captured. So this photo here on the right, this shows Polish Jewish men after being seen after the liberation of Nazi German camp. So these two pictures demonstrate the theme of Moss, cat versus mouse, extremely well. They're showing how the cats, the German Nazis, were inferior to the mice, the Polish Jews, and wanted to exterminate them. My last main theme. So here, this picture on the left is from Book 2, page 62 of Moss. The purpose behind this image in Moss is to explain the importance rest had on the Polish Jews. They were forced to do hard labor all day, and they physically couldn't have gotten through it without getting rest. And if you look closely, you can see in the image that it kind of shows what type of beds they'd have. They have a stove in the room to keep them warm at night, and they were excited about it. So this picture here on the right, these are prisoners at forced labor constructing the crop factory at Auschwitz, and this is in 1942 and 1943. So these images demonstrate how forced labor was incorporated into the Polish Jews' lives. The ability to work could save one's life, but most often only temporarily. Jews deemed unproductive by the Nazis were often the first to be shot or deported. Jewish labor, even forced labor, was considered expendable. The extermination of the Jews became the singular priority of the Nazis. So this is, in conclusion, ostracization is used in Moss by humiliating Polish Jews by cutting off their beards. They wanted the Jews to have another reason to fear them, so they began to humiliate the Jews. Family was very important. Family was a very important theme in the novel because family was the only thing that the Jews had left to protect them. The Holocaust had taken everything from these Jews except the rest of their family. So all they had to do left was protect their family. That's the only thing on their minds. Cat versus mouse was also a great analogy theme that I thought of for this novel because of the way the German Nazis bullied the Polish Jews, just like cats bully mice. Throughout the Holocaust, the Germans wanted to exterminate the Jews, just like cats want to exterminate mice. And it just, I don't know, this analogy was just made too much sense to not use. Lastly, forced labor is overall the most important theme that I took away from the novel. Every day, these Jews were battling their own bodies for strength because of all the labor they were forced to do. And if they weren't doing the labor, they'd get killed. So they had no other option. They had to do it.